November elections are now behind us, but a bitter campaign continues here in Middle Tennessee. The battle over banning books from school libraries.
Now, according to a survey by the Tennessee Association of School Librarians, more than 1,100 titles have been pulled from library shelves all across the state since 2022.
Right now, as investigative reporter Stacey Cameron tells us, the center of the book ban fight is in Rutherford County, where despite the threat of an expensive lawsuit, some parents and school board members want more books pulled from library shelves.
When the band strikes up our national anthem and players take the field, these battles under the Friday night lights in Rutherford County have a long history of bringing people together at schools like Riverdale High. Let's go! But this fall, off the gridiron, a battle over library books is building up inside the Board of Education.
I expect my elected officials to help me flush the toilet, not to put crap in it.
And it's tearing at the heart of Butch Vaughn, a retired principal.
It's created so much bitterness, division.
Who grew up and sent his own kids to school here and now finds himself resisting the push to ban books after getting elected to the school board.
Do you think this is a majority of parents that want these books banned, or do you think it's a small vocal minority?
I think it's a very small minority.
Since February, the board has banned 35 books. Most are young adult novels like Wicked, The Perks of Being a Wallflower, and Beloved, a novel by Nobel Prize-winning author Toni Morrison. And while the books were in high school libraries, none of them are part of the district's curriculum.
I really feel like it's political grandstanding.
Vaughn calls it that because all the banned books got flagged by one school board member, Caleb Tidwell. And in September, when a list of books Tidwell called sexually explicit were up for a vote,
this board is the final stop.
People from his church showed up wearing white shirts in support of the ban, saying the book's sexual content is harmful to minor children.
Yes, we are trying to ban books. We're trying to ban books that have pornographic material in them.
Vaughn, who also attends the same church as Tidwell, calls that rhetoric dangerous, saying the school board is traveling down a dangerous path banning books, and he's not alone.
Do you fear that removing these books starts a slippery slope?
That's exactly what my fear is.
That's Stan Vaught, another new member of the board who also sent his children to public school here. Like Vaughn, he says banning books isn't an attack on parent and student First Amendment freedoms.
My wife, bless her heart, she told me not to say this, but I'm going to say it. It almost reminds me of 1930s Germany just a little bit. And that's a strong statement, that when we start pulling books, you know, if we pull them out of our libraries, where are we going to pull them out next?
Legally, is the material banned in Rutherford County pornographic?
There's no reason to call any of it pornography.
Ken Paulson is director of the Free Speech Center at MTSU. He believes the newly revised state law used to ban books in school districts like Rutherford County is unconstitutional because its definition of obscenity is so broad.
It takes existing Supreme Court rules and adds new things.
That books with any depiction of sexual conduct or excess violence are now prohibited in Tennessee's school libraries.
That law can and will be challenged, and I'm certain it will not survive.
We're probably going to be sued by the ACLU, and I understand they're in the process of doing that.
Hoping to keep that from happening and save taxpayers' money, the board asked the state attorney general for a legal opinion letter on how to move forward. But instead of waiting, last month, Tidwell put 10 more books up for removal. And then this week, another 150 books were pulled from libraries when board member Francis Rosales challenged them, including Catch-22 and A Clockwork Orange. Meaning the board will soon have to vote on whether to ban those books, a move Vaughn doesn't like.
We've hired experts to run these libraries. My personal belief is we should yield to them. If a parent doesn't like a book, don't let your kid check it out.
I did reach out to school board member Caleb Tidwell. He declined my interview request, but in a statement said in part, attempts to hide behind fear of a lawsuit to keep sexually explicit books in schools shows a poor understanding of the law, and it's offensive to suggest these books have educational value that supersede its sexual exposure. We'll keep you updated on if the new books get permanently banned. For WSMV4, I'm investigative reporter Stacey Cameron.